Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with your boys, the F&C podcast. I am CJ, and today we are back with the Bro Tro. We're going to call you Bro Tro. Just
That works.
Bro Tro. So, Tro, how are you, my friend?
I am good.
That's fantastic. As am I, of course. If you're watching this live, uh, tomorrow is Turkey Day, Thanksgiving Day. You got any big plans?
Nope, just normal family stuff.
Are you going anywhere? Are people coming to your place? Or
Going out to family.
there you go. I also am going out to family. I'm going to my sister's house, and thank goodness it's a long. Let me tell you, it's such a long drive. I don't even wear my seatbelt. That's how close she lives by. I mean, she lives in my neighborhood, literally. So, and we're
Oh
going
wow.
to her house, and her husband's family is going to be there, and it's going to be fun. Um, so gonna have a good Thanksgiving, some good mashed potatoes, some turkey, some stuffing. That's all I really eat, and pumpkin pie. Just gotta have pumpkin. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I like turkey and corn.
Mm, corn on the cob. Okay, but canned corn, no thanks.
Eh, either or.
No, canned corn is not that great. Um, I don't do can. We don't do canned corn in our house. We do corn on the cob or nothing. Um, but anyway, we're not here to talk about Thanksgiving and Turkey Day. Gobble gobble. We are
We
here.
could.
What up?
Said we could. That could just be the podcast.
That could be the Turkey Day podcast. Yeah. Um, this is not my nephew's year of their first Thanksgivings. Actually. How about that? Well, anyway, so I'm just thinking to myself, but that's kind of wild to me that my nephews have already celebrated their first everything, both of them. Anyway, we're here today because this is the RawDown. We started doing this last Sunday, um, and we're going to continue this. It's a ongoing thing. I know I had a co-host before Tro named Nat. Shout out to Nat. She's a great friend, a great person, great girl, a great co-host. She had to step away because her computer just was not working. The way she was doing the videos, it was not working. So she stepped away. So we got Tro. And I still talk to Natalie, by the way. She's great. Frank is doing good. He's okay. Just an update on Frank. He's okay.
Where is the F in the FNC podcast?
We're in the F is the F. No.
Get the F back in.
He's still taking care of family members and all that good stuff. So hopefully he'll be back soon. Um, but yeah, let's get so for this week's episode of Retro Raw. I keep calling it the Retro. It's just the Raw Down.
The last week's episode now, I guess retro. It is a week old.
Yeah. So this week on the Raw Down, we're going to cover last week's Raw and SmackDown, as well as this week's Raw, and we're going to give our picks for Survivor Series, which is this upcoming Saturday.
My
Uh,
birthday.
I'm sorry.
My birthday is this Saturday for Survivor
Well,
Series.
there we go. It's a birthday. Hey, man. Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Yep.
Oh, wait. What's that? What's that say?
Oh, Pepsi. Oh my God. CM Punk return confirmed.
Facts.
He's gonna attack Randy Orton, and he's gonna be the sixth man.
Like what they did at SummerSlam when Daniel Bryan attacked The Miz. Remember that?
Yep.
SummerSlam 2010, Nexus versus Team WWE, and yeah, yeah, you know how that went. So anyway, let's talk about last week's Raw, and Cody starts off the show, brings out his teammates. There was a little bit of a stare down with him and Seth Rollins for War Games. So now, War Games, for those of you who do not know, as of last week, it was going to be Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso against the Judgment Day. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and at the time of this segment, their protege, JD McDonough. We'll get into that in a minute. But that was the big 4-on-4 Survivor Series War Games match. A couple things that obviously happened, which we'll get into. But it was a good promo, I thought. I thought everybody kind of did their thing. I like that little stare down with Seth and Cody where they teased a little will they won't they get along, you know? What did you think? Oh, we lost Tro. Oh no. Um, he froze on us. Anyway, yeah, I like that. I like that little segment to start off the show. Judgment Day basically says, "You guys can't even trust each other. How are you going to beat us? We're a family." You know, blah blah blah. And then Sammy tried to plant that whole, "You guys don't have a leader, Damian Priest. I thought you were the leader." All that stuff. And Damian goes, "I am the," and they lured him into saying, "I am the leader." Hey man, we lost you. You froze.
Yes, my internet connection decided to take a weird dive.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Well, glad you're back. Anyway, I was just saying that that Sami Zayn was able to lure Damian Priest into shouting, "I am the leader of Judgment Day," which, you know, oh, your thing is echoing again.
Oh, because I'm back on my freaking phone.
Oh. Anyway,
Hold on.
so, oh, you did. Anyway, so yeah, I thought that was a fantastic segment. Judgment Day kind of trying to plant the seeds of dissension in the group there, but I don't think there's gonna be, I don't think that's really the story of the match, the dissension. Do you?
No.
Mm-mm. Um, that was a good segment. Did you think so?
Yes.
It built the match and it did all that good stuff. So anyway, next match to start off the show, because during that segment, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins challenge Dominic McDonough. The heck is that noise?
My chair.
Oh, so Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins against JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio, the North American champion, NXT North American champion. I thought that was a great tag team match, and of course, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins are not going to lose to a couple of jabrones, and they wound up and they won, and it was a good match. What did you think?
I thought the match was fine. It did its job.
Right, it was. It wasn't like, oh my god, you got to go out of your way to watch this match. It was something special, but I mean, it was. It did its job, and there was nothing. They didn't do anything. They didn't. They didn't do anything that they did at AEW. I don't know if you saw what happened where the guy drank the other guy's blood, but did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's see. We'll talk about AEW in a few minutes because I got something to say about that. But the next match was I'm sorry, Seth Rollins and Seth and Sami Zayn, they won by disqualification because Judgment Day came out and interfered, which brought out Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, which brought out Adam Pearce to shout out. Wait, was this when he? Oh no, he already shouted out War Games. What am I thinking?
That was the show before that.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. But before, Adam Pearce did say, because there was a tag team title match on this night as well, that he said, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the main event was a tag title match with Cody and Jay versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor. We'll get into that. This is where Adam Pearce said both teams, both War Games teams, are banned not just from ringside, but from the arena. So, yeah, you guys got to get the hell out of here. So that's what Adam Pearce said. And then we go to a Shinsuke Nakamura video package. After we see Rhea Ripley complaining. Oh yeah, we should have spoken about this. Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark have a good little back and forth promo. Zoe Stark's trying to make herself seem like a threat to Rhea Ripley. Does anybody believe that for a second? I don't.
Nope.
I can't. I mean, no, no disrespect to Zoe, but she is nowhere near that level that Rhea Ripley is at. I mean, the only threats to Rhea's title, realistically, there's only three realistic threats right now: Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And Becky and Charlotte, or I mean, I'm sorry, Charlotte and Bianca are on SmackDown. So there's only really one threat on Raw for the Raw Women's title, and that's Becky Lynch. But I guess they're gonna wait to pull that trigger for WrestleMania or something. As I understand that, it's a WrestleMania match. I would love to see that now. I don't want to wait till WrestleMania, but I understand why they're doing that. But yeah, good promo between the two of them to hype up their match. Nothing special. What did you think?
It's supposed to make her look good, and I think it did its job
Yeah.
fine enough.
Then there was a Shinsuke Nakamura video package. So, well, we'll get into that in our Survivor Series predictions, I guess. But yeah, there was a video package for him. Next was Otis versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and this was actually a pretty solid match. Otis did a good job playing the big guy that's hard to bring down, and Shinsuke did a great job playing the guy that was going to knock down that cherry tree. Of course, Shinsuke Nakamura gets the victory after 3 Kinshasas. What'd you think of this match?
It's always nice to see Nakamura on TV, especially when he's picking up those rare wins.
Uh-huh. And Otis, hey, let's not sleep on Otis. Otis, for a big guy, is a really great athlete.
Yep.
I mean, very, very talented athlete. We get a backstage segment with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. They shake hands. It's all good. It's all cool between them. Gravy good, whatever. And then we get to see Piper Niven and Chelsea Green make their entrance because Piper's about to take on Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox defeats Piper Niven. It was a great way to build up Tegan and Natalia. What did you think?
They're trying to make Natalia a thing still.
Yeah,
I really don't get it. I don't get it.
Well-
she's still here. She's still not really that entertaining.
I get it. She is the definition, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, unlike it was used in the storyline. She is a perfect example of a B+ player.
Yep.
She's a great hand to have to carry to help the women's division. She doesn't need to be the star of the women's division like a Becky or a Charlotte or a Bianca. She could just kind of chill and just kind of help elevate. And that's her role. She's there to help elevate. And she's elevating Natalia. I mean, she's elevating Natalia. She's elevating Tegan. She's elevating Piper. And she's elevating Chelsea. And she's doing a good job doing so. And when I say she's a solid B+ player, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You got to have your main eventers. You got to have those guys that are good to have to help build. You got to have those kinds of people. And you got to have those guys that are there just to lose. And Natalia is on that level of good to have around.
Yeah.
So I don't mean any disrespect. So don't come at me with the hate comments. You ain't Natalia. No, I really don't. I love
Come
Natalia.
after him. Attack this man. He hates Natalia, guys. He's just admitted it.
Bro, don't be starting shit, dude. Come on, don't turn into Frank. We're having a good conversation, bro. Why you gotta turn into Frank?
I put the F back in.
I'm sorry?
I said I put the F back in.
Yeah. Oh, I almost sent you the link. Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to share my link all around with all my friends. And yeah. Okay, there we go. Next match. Tegan Nox beat Piper Niven, by the way. Backstage interview. Miz is backstage, and he just talks about his career and it's basically a copy paste Miz promo. I beat John Cena at WrestleMania, my first main event. Blah 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 blah. You get it. Um, I like the Miz, by the way. I'm glad he's a baby face. Because I think he does really. I think he's really underrated as a baby face. Um, what do you think?
I really don't care for Miz as a face. He doesn't really do much for me.
Eh, he's great as a heel. Don't get me wrong. As a heel, fantastic. But when he wants to get you on his side, something about him, to me anyway, it works. Um, and yeah, so Miz basically talks about how he's going to beat Ivar later in the night. Blah blah blah. Next is Champa, Tommaso Champa, taking on Ludwig. Hang on, let me say it right. Ludwig Kaiser. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, with Giovanni Vinci. Yeah, I'm not the ring announcer. Don't shoot me. But Ludwig picks up the victory over Champa. Um, after a distraction where Vinci kicks Gargano in the face. And then after the match, we go to the Judgment Day locker room, and Rhea Ripley says they need to focus on the tag title match. And basically, they're just like, really, Damien? You said you were the leader, huh, Mister Leader? Okay. Um, Xia Li comes out. She's about to face Indy Hartwell. Um, this was a nothing fucking match. Xia Li defeats uh, Indy Hartwell via referee stoppage because of that kick. This was a nothing match, nothing happening. This was nothing to write home about. What did you think?
Beware of the kick, the
Mhm.
deadly kick.
That
She'll
can
kick you once and you're dead.
basically, I mean, she kicked Candace. I remember when she kicked Candace in the head. I actually kind of that one I fell for when she kicked Candace in the head, and Candace was like doing this. I was like, oh shit, she actually got her. I didn't, and then I realized it was all story. And then she did it to Indy, and Indy was like stumbling all around, and that kick, man. Becky Lynch came out and challenged Xia Li for a match next week, which is this week on Raw, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Um, but yeah, Miz is backstage warming up. Gunther walks up and basically calls him Mike and congratulations him on winning the number one contenders, but nobody thought he would. Blah blah blah. Oh, by the way, talk about that other segment with the Miz, that interview where Ivar interrupted. I'm sorry, but a dude that big has that kind of a voice. Are you kidding me? Did you hear his voice?
It's kind of like Bobby Lashley.
Guess what? Yeah, a big burly dude, right? Big fat dude. I'm gonna get you, Miz, because
I'm a Viking.
I'm a Viking Raider. I got this
I'm
girl.
gonna get you.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dog. You know. So
Valhalla.
uh, you say you love to fight, or you say your name is Finley and you love to fight. Well, I say your name is Finley and you're a bastard.
And you're a bastard.
You gotta say it right, a bastard.
A bastard.
A
My
bastard.
my liver enzymes are through the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's come on, dog. Like, you're that big and you sound like that. At least Gunther sounds like a man. So Ivar makes his entrance with Valhalla. And the Miz is next. He'll face Miz next. Blah blah blah. Come back from commercial break in the women's locker room. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark are in the locker room talking about Stark's title match against Rhea Ripley. Baszler says she should have been champion at Crown Jewel. She'll win the Battle Royal, but she's been impressed with Stark lately. Do you think that Shayna Baszler is a good babyface, or do you think she would be a better heel?
Yeah, either or. I mean, she's a badass no matter what. So
Mhm.
it kind of works like where she can be a face or a heel. She does,
So
seems like she's just like somebody who'll kick your ass regardless if you're a face or a heel.
so it's gonna sound really messed up on my part, but I kind of prefer the good-looking girls to be the baby faces and the bigger, uglier chicks to be the heels. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So Rhea Ripley, perfect as a heel. Perfect. Liv Morgan, perfect as a baby face. Shayna Baszler, prefer her as a heel. And Tiffany Stratton, I would prefer her as a baby face. Does that make any more sense?
Yep.
Right. Especially when she's doing like, especially when she being Zoe, not Zoe, sorry, when she being Tiffany Stratton, it's doing like all the moonsaults and the flips and stuff. That's babyface style move. That's a babyface style moveset, in my opinion. Um, I don't know. I've always thought of like the luchador style being more babyface oriented and like a big powerhouse style kind of being more heelish, in my opinion. But I don't know. Anyway. Oh, by the way. Hey, Pepsi, sponsor your boys. Sponsor your favorite podcast. What are you doing?
CM Punk reference.
Facts. Facts. Hey, spoiler alert. Um, anyway, uh, so we go to Raquel Rodriguez walks in and says they both had to team up to get her out of the match. Blah blah blah. She does acknowledge the Circle's been on a roll. Nia Jax come in and says he's already squash Stark. Blah blah blah. Basically, it was Zoe Stark. You barely won. Blah blah blah. And then we get Ivar versus the Miz next, and Miz wins via pinfall. After the match, after the after the match, Reed gets in the ring and he attacks Ivar. So I guess we're gonna get and there's a tsunami splash on Ivar. So I guess we're gonna get a Ivar versus Bronson Reed match at some point. What'd you think of this match?
I like Bronson Reed. I think he's a good big man. He has a lot of potential.
Ivar does too, believe it or not. I actually like Ivar as a big guy as well. He can move pretty good. Yeah. Just don't let him cut promos.
Yeah.
We get a video package. We get a rules package for War Games at Survivor Series. We get a backstage segment. JD McDonough's walking backstage. Damian Priest says, "Hey, you've done your job, kid. Welcome to the Judgment Day." Hands him a shirt, whatever. Yeah. Um, and then Finn says they need to put the celebration on hold because they got to leave the arena, or because JD's got to leave the arena. And we go to commercial break, blah, blah, blah. Come back. They talk about WrestleMania 4. Basically, just a bunch of filler bullshit. Miz, we get a backstage segment. Intercontinental Champion Gunther's backstage. And he praises Vinci for a job well done. But he kind of rips on Ludwig Kaiser. Um, what'd you think of this? Are they gonna are they really planting seeds to have Kaiser or for them to have Kaiser get dumped?
I don't think so. I
No,
think it's just Gunther holding his associates up to such a high standard because he has such a high standard for himself.
right.
And even though they've been together for a while, they still don't like fully understand, and sometimes they might find themselves slacking on that.
Hmm. Uh, okay. Oh, and then Jinder Mahal shows up out of nowhere because why the hell not? Um,
Hold on, but he wasn't alone. He had the one, the only Veer.
Veer, nothing to fear.
Send Veer.
Send Veer, facts. Then we get. I remember that too. That was like a whole campaign on Facebook. I remember that. But then we get a weight room segment with Otis and Chad Gable and Akira and the chick Maxine Dupree. Um, Three brothers show up. Gable wants to face Shinsuke Nakamura next week. Um, blah blah blah. There was no mention of the Creed brothers this week on Raw, was there?
Nope.
No. And then we get the schedule for next week's Raw. So we get one member of Team Judgment Day versus one member of Team Rhodes. We get Becky Lynch versus Xia Li and Raquel Rodriguez versus Nia Jax. All the next week, which is this week, which we got, and we'll cover that in a few minutes. Um, American Nightmare, Jay Uso, or I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso come out. Blah blah blah. Undisputed Tag Title match. Great match right here. I love this match. Match of the night, in my opinion. Judgment Day retain the tag titles after Drew McIntyre takes out Jay on the outside with the Claymore kick and then throws Jay back in the ring, and Damian and Finn get the cover, and Judgment Day retains. And then as the show goes out the air, Drew McIntyre walks up the ramp, looks at Rhea Ripley, shakes her hand, and there you go. Your thoughts on this match?
Thought it was a good match. It solidified Drew's position as what he is, who he's against. I'll think I'll get more into the whole depths of this thing when we get to the next Raw.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna freshen up my soda. While I do
Yep.
that, why don't you go ahead and tell the people what to do with this video?
You can like this video. It took me a second. I'm not used to saying like this video. You can like this video. You can subscribe. Add this to your playlist. And do whatever with this video on this platform, on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. CM Punk.
You know, I have a feeling CM Punk is not going to show up at Survivor Series. I really do.
What? No.
Anyway, let's talk about SmackDown from last week, as Tro said so eloquently. Like the video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Become a bro with Tro and myself and Frank. Become a fan. You know what I'm saying? Once you like and subscribe and do all that good stuff, man, we do the rest. We do the rest. Out.
And don't forget to hit the bell to be notified whenever we upload.
Facts. Yeah, hit that notification bell. Lord knows I don't, but you should. Who's your favorite YouTube channel?
I really like Wrestling with Regret.
I love Wrestling with Regret. I have a whole bunch of YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to that I'll give you just a peek behind the curtain of who I'm subscribed to. So I've obviously subscribed to the WWE YouTube channel. I've subscribed to the AEW channel. I have, let's see, MDTV, which is like medical TV shows, like clips from those kinds of shows. I have the Brotherly Love podcast, which is like the Lawrence brothers, Joey, Matt, and Andy Lawrence. They have a podcast. I have a lot of reaction channels I'm subscribed to. I have Beers and Bars video. I have Beers and Bars, Cartier Family, Cliff Beats, In the Clutch. In the Clutch right now is probably my favorite YouTube channel to be subscribed to, because they don't just do one or another. They do wrestling reactions like WWE and indie wrestling clips. Like they react to those videos. They do, like, there's a great channel called, I want to make sure I get this name right because I want to promote the channel for Pete's sake. Hang on. It's called BDW J Forever, and they do a series called "Oh My God" Wrestling Highlights. It's like a whole bunch of oh shit moves, like those kinds of
Mhm.
things. And that's when like in the clutch reacts to them. They react to like music and all that good stuff. I like watching reaction channels. And yeah, I've kind of wanted to become a reaction channel myself, but the way that works, the way YouTube works with the reaction channels, it's really kind of buggy. You know what I mean? You got to be real careful about copyright and all of that good stuff. Unfortunately, um, so that's why I haven't done reactions as of late. But if you go on our YouTube channel, I'll show you. Um, if you go on our YouTube channel, you will see that I have reaction videos, and the people that I've reacted to, I have their permission. Um, so, for instance, uh, I have permission from Clip Monstar. I don't think I had permission from Crypt. I just did it, but that one didn't get copywritten. So, but like Bakery Music, of course, you already. I mean, if you were a long time subscriber of this YouTube channel, you already know that Bakery Music and I we're pretty cool. We're pretty tight. Shout out to Shrug. Good luck with good luck in your next boxing fight, homie. You're supposed to have a boxing match a couple of weeks ago. Fell through because the guy didn't show up. So whatever. But yeah. Anyway, let's get back to wrestling here, Tro. Sorry to bore you. I also subscribe to Something to Wrestle With, 83 Weeks, My World. Do you watch any of them?
I will stop listening to Eric Bischoff a while ago.
What about Bruce Pritchard?
Nah, see, I fell off Bruce Pritchard too. Once I realized what he was saying, and now that he was hired with WWE, I was like,
Mhm.
you know what? He's not even really going to be shitting on Vince. Really, he's just going to be telling us, oh well, I told Vince this, and then Vince said this, and okay, I'll just do whatever you say, Vince.
Pretty
G
much.
Williker, G
Vince,
Willikers, I'm brother love.
Vince has the final say. Yeah. The
Dave
Finn.
Meltzer didn't. Dave Meltzer didn't know what he was talking about,
Well,
except that he did.
well. Okay, Citro, you're new to this YouTube channel, so you know how we feel about Dave Meltzer on this channel? Fuck Dave Meltzer.
It's all just rumors and innuendos.
You know, Drew. I said Drew. Dave Meltzer knows about as much about wrestling as I do about football. I don't watch football. So,
I think he knows that. But I think Meltzer knows a lot about wrestling, considering how his whole room is literally filled with nothing but wrestling knowledge.
are you a Meltzer fan? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Drew?
I'm not saying I'm a Meltzer fan. I think he deserves at least some respect because
No,
he
because
he
he doesn't. He's an idiot. He's an idiot that goes off of what people tell him, whether it's true or not. And he puts that in a little tiny newsletter and he sends it out to all his little subscribers who believe his bullshit. And hmm, I'm sorry, I don't. I, you don't want to get me started on Dave Meltzer. I'll go off on that guy. Anyway, let's talk about SmackDown. Um, SmackDown took place on Friday from Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. And by the way, I guess, to be fair, let's tell them where Raw was. Raw last week, I believe, was in Washington State, right?
yes.
What? Oh, Raw. Yeah, Washington D.C. at the Capital One Arena. Hey, I was right. How about that? Um, I thought so. Um, and yes. So it kicked off a damage control in the ring. So the week before, the SmackDown before this one, Damage Control had attacked Charlotte, Bianca, and Shotzi. And they also added EOS. I'm sorry, they added Kyrie Sane and Asuka. to Damage Control. I don't think that's going to last very long. Do you?
I think Bailey is not long for that group.
Mm-hmm. I would agree, and neither is Dakota when she gets 100%. Um. Anyway, so they basically just talk about how they beat down the SmackDown women's roster of Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi, and blah blah blah. And Charlotte, Shotzi, and Bianca come out. They challenge them to a War Games match. Damage Control accepts. Blah blah blah. They Damage Control challenges them to find a partner. Blah blah blah. Then we go to our first match of the night, which is Pretty Deadly defeating the Street Profits, Brawling Brutes. Was that? Uh, I guess it was only a triple threat. Pretty Deadly defeats Street Profits and the Brawling Brutes to become #1 contenders to the tag titles. So I guess at some point we're going to get a heel versus heel tag team match for the tag titles. Judgment Day versus Street Profits. Your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's happening this Friday.
Oh, okay.
But the thought the match was good. I like to see the new Street Profits. They're not their old goofy selves. They're actually taking themselves seriously for a change.
But are you a fan of heel versus heel or face versus face matches?
Well, I think how Friday's going to end is probably going to be the Street Profits winning because it's something that Cody does or something. But I'm not. I think it's going to. I'm not normally a fan of heel versus heel, but I think the Profits are going to get cheered just because the fans are used to cheering for the Profits.
Yeah. Then Damage Control. Then we come back from commercial break. Damage Control is beating up Mia Yim backstage because I believe before the break, Bianca Belair was talking to Mia Yim. So Damage Control puts that out of commission. Like, you ain't gonna get her. Nope. Nice try. Then we go to Dragon Lee versus Axiom. Awesome match. This was an awesome match. How do you wait to see this one, folks? This was a great, great match. This one was up there with the tag team title main event match, in my opinion. I love this match. Dragon Lee picks up the victory. And after the match, they gave each other a thumbs up. What do you think of this match?
It's great to see, matches. Not every match needs a story, needs like to be part of a storyline. Because last week I think we had last week we had Dragon Lee in a match against I think it was Cedric Alexander.
And
and that was a great match too.
Yeah.
And that didn't need a story, and it's great to see Axiom.
Mm-hmm. Axiom is a star. I love Axiom. Then commercial break, we come out from commercial. We come back from commercial, rather, and Santos comes to the ring, and he's getting booed. He says, "Never meet your heroes." Rey Mysterio was a hero of his, and he let him down, blah, blah, blah. He basically says that Rey became a father figure to him, and Dominic had it right about him all along, and blah, blah, blah. LWO is watching backstage, and Zelina Vega comes out. And Zelina Vega is a very good actress. She comes out, and she's freaking crying. She is totally emotional, asking Santos, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then she slaps the shit out of him. And Joaquin and Del Toro come out, and Santos basically beats the crap out of both of them. Carlito comes out, and Santos just leaves. He escapes the beatdown he was about to get. What do you think of this segment?
Poor Rey. Everybody he knows turns on him.
Zelina hasn't.
Not yet. I'm sure when Rey comes back, Zelina will be like, "Actually, I don't like you either." Kick.
Actually, fuck you, Rey. Bam.
You know what? Eddie Guerrero's ghost. He came to me.
Hey, Hey, Joe, this is something I've mentioned a lot on the podcast, but did you know that Zelina Vega, her father died on 9/11?
Yes, and a couple years ago in Saudi Arabia, she got her revenge.
Yeah. And hey,
So,
boy, damn, bro. You gonna get us canceled out, dog? You said that. No, actually, and another fun fact, I don't know if he told you this or not, but Frank actually went to school with Zelina Vega at that time and said that she didn't go to school that day because she was sick. But
ooh,
they went to school together.
oh my.
Yeah. So Frank was lucky he got to go to school with a WWE superstar. So did I. Technically, so did I. Do you remember Tough Enough in 2015? Do
Unfortunately, yes.
you remember who won? The dude that won?
2015. That would have been. Oh, I forgot his name.
Josh
But he was
Brady.
a Big Josh. That's right. He sucked.
God, he was garbage. I went to high school with that dude, bro. No joke. I went to high school with him. And it was
Hmm.
funny because actually he had hit me up on Facebook and he told me, he was like, hey man, what do you know about this Tough Enough show? This is before I knew he was going to be on the show, right? He's like, so what do you know about Tough Enough? And I'm like, well, I know that most of the people that turn out that win the competition don't turn out to be shit, right?
Yep.
And because I was just being because they don't. Am I right?
No.
Right. And so he's like, "Oh, damn." I'm like, "Why? What's up?" He's like, "Well, they contacted me to be on that show." I was like, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, dang. Well, congratulations, right? Like, what else am I? How else can I say that? You know?" And yeah, so I was like the first person he actually told, and I didn't even know he was a wrestling fan. I don't think he actually was a wrestling fan, but he got looked at by like football people, or he was getting looked at by some football people, and I guess WWE people were there as well. And they were like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of our competition tough enough?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." So blah blah blah. You know the and then he wound up winning the whole freaking thing. And yeah, so yeah, I knew Josh Brittle. Uh, if you ask my sister, she'll tell you he's the dumbest person she's ever met. Um, so, but yeah, shout out to Bradle because he's as as dumb as he was actually a very nice guy. I remember in high school, I would just go up to him and I would just start talking. He was like, you saw how tall he was, right? How big he
Yeah.
was. Okay, now picture scrawny ass me going up to this dude and just be like, "The fuck are you gonna do about it, you tall piece of shit?" Like just talking mad crap to this guy, right? Just like, yeah, you ain't shit, you ain't shit. And he just looks down on me, he just freaking smiles. Because I think he knew I was joking around. I don't think he knew. I think he knew I wasn't being serious. But like he was just like, "What's up, little dude? You got a problem?" I'm like, "Yeah, my problem is you, big boy. What are you gonna do about it? You wanna do something? You wanna step outside? I'll beat your ass, homie." Knowing good damn well you could just rip me apart. Um, I was a bit of a menace in high school. I would just I'm that kid in high school that would go up to people, "Hey man, you got $1? Hey, you got 25 cents? Hey, do you have 50 cents? Do you have $1? Do you have $5 I could use? Got 25 bucks I could use?" And hey, it worked sometimes. Sometimes people had $1 that they would give to me. And I would take that dollar, and we had a thing called the Hawk's Nest in our school. And the Hawk, because we were the Horizon Hawks. And we'll get back to the show in a minute, by the way. Sorry for the detour. But we had a Hawk's Nest thing in our school. And in that Hawk's Nest, you can get, for the first 2 years anyway, you can get uh, pizza, you can get um, burritos, you can get sodas, energy drinks, whatever, right? So for the first 2 years, I would go to people asking for $1 because then I would take that dollar, go to the Hawk's Nest to get me some Pepsi, and sometimes I'd have more than a buck, so I was able to get more than just a Pepsi. I was lucky like that. So, and then in the latter 2 years of my high school career, they took the sodas out of the Hawk's Nest. So the only place to get them was the teacher's lounge. Well, I'm not a
Mhm.
teacher, so I can't get the sodas, right? So what I would do, I would still ask kids for a dollar, and then I would go up to one of the campus supervisors named Chad. Shout out to Chad, rest in peace. Um, I would go to Chad. I would go to a teacher named Mr. Faulkner. I would go. I had teachers. I had deans. I had a principal that would break the rule and go get me Pepsi. So, is it really breaking the rule if the principal's doing it? I don't think so. Um, what do you think?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it was cool. Anyway, back to the shout out to Josh Bradle. I hope he's doing well. Back to SmackDown. Grayson Waller defeats Cameron Grimes. Um, Nothing special about this match. What'd you think?
Oh boy, what does Cameron Grimes come to? Losing to Grayson Waller.
The Grayson Waller effect, baby. Yeah. Um, then we go backstage and we see Bianca Belair talking to Selena Vega, and we already know how this turns out. Not very well. Because if you remember, Bianca was seen talking to Mia Yim. So what happened? Mia Yim got beat down, come back. Damage Control doing the same thing they did to Mia, to Zelina, beating her down. Yeah. So rough night for Zelina Vega. Solo Sokoa comes. What's up?
Nothing.
Oh, that's we're gonna say something. Um, any thoughts on Damage Control beating up Zelina
Everybody who Bianca comes near gets attacked.
or Mia? I mean, or what am I thinking? Damn it! Never mind. What the hell is wrong? Yeah, Bianca's like, yeah. You're right. It was Bianca. What am I? I'm slow today. I'm sorry, folks. Um. Anyway, I promise I'm sober. Come back to the ring. Solo Sikoa comes down to the ring and basically just buries Cena. Blah blah blah, and says that Cena will never be seen again. Uh, yeah. Just kind of a promo to put that nail in the coffin for Solo versus Cena. Your thoughts on this promo?
Cena is done. He is. Solo Sokola finally finished the job. He avenged Umaga. He ended John Cena.
Yeah, I don't think he said he avenged Umaga, but yes.
Yeah.
Um, LA Knight comes out to interrupt. Let me talk, and he does his whole shtick. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, he basically says, I'm not done with the bloodline. I'll take you guys out, and I'll take out your tribal chief Roman Reigns, and blah blah blah. And of course he says, and at the end, when I'm done beating your tribal chief, everybody, I'll be holding the title held high. And he goes, with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say it. And then we go to L.A. Knight versus Jimmy Uso. Um, and L.A. Knight picks up the victory. L.A. Knight, yeah. Solo comes out, and Jimmy attacks L.A. Knight from behind. And they basically lay out L.A. Knight. Cody comes out to save L.A. Knight, by the way, because why not? And they tease that LA Knight could be helping Cody at War Games, teasing it, whatever. And then we go backstage. We see Charlotte talking to Bianca and Shotzi, and says that she called somebody, but the person didn't answer, and blah blah blah. Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis are backstage, and Aldis tells him he's got to get out of there. Cody says sorry and leaves, and blah blah blah. Then we get to the main segment of the night. Bianca Belair comes out, Charlotte comes out, Shotzi comes out, blah blah blah, and they talk about how they they could talk about what damage control has done, but they're running out of time, blah blah blah. They accept the War Games challenge, and she knows a thing or two about turning on her best friend. And there is a thin line between love and hate, or love and hate. But if they're going to go to war, there's only one person she wants on her side. Blah blah blah. Damage control comes out and says, "Who? We beat up everybody here. Who is going to be stupid enough to team with you?" Right? And we go, and before we go out the air, guess who shows up through the crowd? Becky Lynch. So, at Survivor Series War Games, it is going to be Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, Bailey, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. There you go. Women's War Games match. Both War Games matches look really solid, by the way.
Yeah.
What did you think of this segment? And what did you think of the LA Knight stuff and the Cody stuff?
Well, it's always nice to see Cody just randomly appear. Cool. Right. I'm not done with you yet. Guys, remember me? I fought Roman this year.
I'm not finished with you.
I'm not finished with you yet, Roman. And then with the Becky stuff, it's cool to have Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Be on good terms with Charlotte.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That was cool to see. Yeah. They were standing side by side. That was kind of nice. Well, not side by side, because I think Shotzi was standing in between her and Charlotte, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Come back to this week's episode of Raw that just took place. And Drew McIntyre starts out the promo, and he's like, I'm not a part of Judgment Day, but I will help them at War Games. So, find a fifth partner, basically. All right, on such short notice, and Team Cody comes out. They accept the challenge. Blah blah blah. Jey Uso tried to come out and step up to him, but he was grossly outnumbered, so he backed out. I'm sorry, no, he came out first, and then Seth came out, Sammy came out, and Cody came out. They had chairs with them. Actually, I didn't see this segment. So did they have chairs with them?
I think.
Did they?
I think.
Okay, there's a... See, okay, so I didn't see this segment, be honest, because I was actually still at dinner with my uncle at Olive Garden. We were probably driving. No, we were still eating. Yeah, because I remember I had the phone set up. So we were watching, just not very closely. So I missed this segment. So each team needs to pick one person to fight in the main event tonight for the War Games advantage. Then we go backstage. Damian Priest asks Rhea Ripley why McIntyre was put on the War Games team. He wasn't consulted. He's supposed to be leader of the War Games team, and Rhea Ripley admits that it was a miss. Rhea Ripley admits that it was a miss. Priest says he wants to represent Judgment Day tonight in the War Games match, but Priest was right earlier. They need to make a decision as a group, so they will wait for McIntyre, blah, blah, blah. So we don't know who's going to represent Judgment Day yet. The Nia Jax versus Raquel Rodriguez. Nia Jax beats Raquel Rodriguez, flattens her out twice, and then pins her. What do you think of this?
I hate Nia Jax. I dislike her so much. So whenever she's on TV, it's an automatic loss.
She's a heel, so you're supposed to hate her.
Yeah, but there's a difference between hating her because she's a heel and hating her because she's a shit wrestler who's
Yeah.
very, very dangerous.
Then we go to the Judgment Day locker room. McIntyre just says he'll be the one to represent Judgment Day in the main event, and Priest says he better win tonight. Also backstage, Jey Uso convinces his team to let him face Drew McIntyre, so we can run that match back, because they had a match a couple of weeks ago. Remember? Yeah. So the main event's going to be Jey Uso against Drew McIntyre. What do you think of Jey Uso as like a solo wrestler, like without his brother and all of his family?
I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think it's good.
He's yeah, he's decent. So is Jimmy. They're both good wrestlers on their own.
Mhm.
They just do it.
Right. Then we get Becky Lynch versus Xia Li, and Lyra Valkyrie's in the crowd for the match. Xia Li dominates most of the match, and Becky ends up winning the match with a manhandle slam. Damage Control comes out to try to jump Becky, but Becky's team of Charlotte, Bianca, and Shotzi, they were like, nope, not on our watch, and they come out and they beat up on Damage Control. And so, yeah, I'm guessing we'll get a War Games advantage match this week on SmackDown for the women.
Nope. Did you? I guess you didn't hear how they're doing their advantage.
How are they doing that?
So, sponsored by Ruffles, you have to go online and vote. Who do you want for the advantage?
You're bullshitting me.
No, they're not even doing a match. They literally did it after SmackDown this Friday. Like, go on WWE.com. Sponsored by Ruffles. Decide who gets the advantage for the women's War Games.
Who in the
they're doing it sponsored by Ruffles. That's how much they care about this match.
Please tell me you're bullshitting me right now, bro.
And I wish I was.
On God, bro. Say on God.
On God. They're deciding it via a vote online. Sponsored by Ruffles.
Well, gee, I wonder who's going to get the advantage then. Who are the fans going to vote for? The good guys or the bad guys?
Gee Willikers, I wonder which team are the fans going to vote for? Will it be the faces
or the heels?
Or the heels?
Yeah. God damn it. Are you serious? What?
I'm serious.
Oh.
Imagine they did that for the men's match.
Bro, imagine this. It's the Attitude Era, right? It's peak of the Attitude Era, 1999, right? WrestleMania 15, sponsored by Ruffles. You get to choose who faces the Rock at WrestleMania. Will you pick Vince McMahon? Will you pick Mankind? Will you pick The Undertaker? Or will you pick Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man that has been fighting with The Rock for the past couple of years?
I wonder who.
Yeah. The most popular guy in the company or the three other guys? I don't even think Undertaker was a babyface in 1999, was he?
No, he was that was during his ministry phase.
Yeah.
That's the WrestleMania that he hung Big Boss Man from the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. But okay, fine. Then Triple H. But Triple H turned at WrestleMania, so never mind. Continuing here. So backstage, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci are hanging out. Sorry, let me say that again. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci are arguing over Vinci getting involved last week in Kaiser's match. Uh, Vinci says he does what's best for Imperium, and Gunther is pleased. Kaiser tells Vinci not to get involved in his match tonight, so blah, blah, blah. Then we get Luba Kaiser against Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano picks up the victory. Mhm. Then, yeah. Um, yeah. Then we go to a number one contenders match. The winners will face Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And number one for the women's tag team titles. This is a number one contenders match. Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae against Katana Chance and Kane Carter, against Tegan Knox and Natalia, against Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile. And Tegan Knox and Natalia win to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Your thoughts?
Thought it was a fine match.
There was a cool move that Katana Chance and Kane Carter did where Katana Chance does the headstand off Caden and then does the moonsault.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool move. The room for error on that move is zero.
Yeah.
There's room for error on that one. Like one mistake and it's a broken neck.
Yep.
Easily. One mistake. So you gotta have some serious trust there. So Tegan Knox and Natalia won. I would love to see Kane Carter and Katana Chance win that, but it is what it is. Wait, what? Wait. I'm seeing a lot of these videos, but I'm not seeing anything. So then we go. There's a promo between the Miz and the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. And basically, actually, Gunther did kind of own the Miz because he said like, you made it to WWE and you got to meet all your heroes, and then your heroes kicked you out of the locker room.
Yeah.
That was savage. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Then the Miz hits a low blow in the skull crushing finale, and people are actually rooting for the Miz to win here. Now, I'm not seeing any info, but what can you tell me about that tag team turmoil?
I don't even remember it honestly.
Did you just meow?
Oh yes, that was totally me meowing. It wasn't my cat.
Oh, you have a cat. Oh,
Yeah, I do. Instead of telling you about this turmoil, I'm just gonna meow.
well, I didn't see. I didn't see. So, what kind of cat do you have? Like, what color is it?
Gray and white.
Oh, what's his name or her name?
Tinsel.
I'm sorry.
Tinsel.
Tinsel. Okay, boy or girl? Girl.
Boy.
Boy. Okay. See, do you have any dogs?
No.
No. Okay. I have a dog, and his name is Jax. He's been on the channel several times. I think you've seen him.
Yeah.
No. He is a Australian Kelpie. I'll show you, since you've not seen the guy. I'll show you a picture of him. This was actually taken yesterday, so as recent as it gets. But that's my boy. That's my dog.
Nice.
Yeah, he's Australian Kelpie. He's 2 years old. His name is Jax. And if you go on this channel, you can actually see him howl when he was a puppy from a couple of years ago. It's the cutest thing ever, honestly. Just, you know what I mean. I'm not going to get him going now. But he's a very good boy. Such a sweet boy. It's funny because you saw what he looked like.
Yeah.
Neighbor, I was taking my dog for a WAOK. Can't say the words to be safe. A couple weeks ago, and I was walking him up the street, and my neighbor was outside. She was blowing leaves off her lawn, and I'm walking him, and she goes, "Oh, he's your dog?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, I wouldn't trust him. He looks like he bites." And I'm like, "No, he's really sweet. He doesn't bite. Very friendly." He you've seen Clifford, right, Tro?
Yeah.
Okay, he makes Clifford look like a dick. That's how friendly my dog is.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. And, yeah, and, you know, so it's just funny when people are like, "He looks so mean." Okay, he's like the friend. All he wants to do is be your buddy. And he gets along with other dogs, um, gets along with other people. I mean, he's just a friendly dog. Like, we have a dog that lives right next to us. So my house, and then the house next to us is the dog with her owners, and her name is Mariah, and they are like the best of friends. They're like boyfriend and girlfriend almost. It's so adorable. Anyway, back to SmackDown. Um,
Raw.
but yeah, what can you tell me about the Gauntlet match, the tag team Gauntlet match? I said SmackDown. Back to Raw. Thank you. What can you tell me about that tag Gauntlet?
I don't even remember it.
Oh, okay. I guess there's a tag team Gauntlet match that's going to get set up. Um, let's see if you can. Can you hear that?
A little bit. The hell is that?
Okay, so there you go. Did you hear that?
I did not.
So next week on Raw, there's going to be a number one contenders gauntlet match. The winning team gets a shot. Will face the undisputed tag team champions.
Okay.
Jorge, what's up, Jorge? Cheers, FNC. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Jorge. He's in the comments.
Hey.
Yeah. He says, "Cheers, Tro." Do you know who Jorge is?
I do not.
Oh, he says, "Cheers, Tro."
Cheers.
Cheers. You actually got to get a drink.
Cheers.
Heck, you can't just,
No, I don't have anything to drink.
huh?
Oh, no, I don't have anything to drink. Oh my god, Pepsi. You know what that means. CM Punk return confirmed.
Yeah. Hey, Jorge, what'd you think of Raw? What'd you think of the Raw from this past week, bro? As we continue, we did that one. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Chad Gable with Alpha Academy. Shinsuke Nakamura wins. It was a good match. Nothing really to talk about. Your thoughts?
Well, once again, it's always nice to see Nakamura pick up a win.
Yeah. Then backstage, McIntyre tells Priest and the rest of Judgment Day he doesn't need their help tonight. Priest says good because they weren't going to offer. Damn. I would love to see Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre sometime soon. That'd be a good one. And then Bronson Reed accepts Ivar's challenge for a match next week. So Bronson Reed versus Ivar. Battle of the big boys. I love it. We are well, Jorge. Thank you, man. Um, yeah. What do you think of the Bronson Reed Ivar match?
I think it's going to be awesome.
As we
Two big boys smashing together. It's going to be awesome.
meat, baby.
Oh, think of all of that meat.
Can't say. Would you like to see Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest sometime soon?
That would be a good match.
I agree. Sorry, I had a mouthful of soda. So then we go backstage again. Zayn and Rollins are exciting Jay for his match. Rose walks in and asks if Zayn and Rollins have had any luck finding a fifth member, and they say no. And Rhodes says, "Well, he's got a guy. He'll pick it, and he'll join us." So there we go. So we got fifth member for Team Rhodes. Then we go over to the main event: Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. Of course, Drew McIntyre wins. And after the match, Ripley walks out to the ring, clapping, blah blah blah. Rhodes, Judgment Day attacks Jey Uso for a little bit until Cody and Seth and Sammy come out with steel chairs, and they run Judgment Day out of the ring. And then Cody grabs the mic, and he says some of the best stuff here. I love it. I love it. He says, I want to make sure I get this right here. Um, uh, Rose grabs a mic and says they're partners in Apex. He has a legacy with their fifth member. And he goes, "You look at me like I'm prey, but we got an apex predator." And the crowd starts chanting, "Randy, Randy!" And Cody goes, "Well, you're not just hearing voices in your heads because they're right. Universe is right." He drops the mic, and Randy Orton is confirmed. Now, how funny would it be if he that's Jorge just dropping a like, stream surfing. Appreciate you, Jorge. Thank you for the like, my boy. We've got a like on this video, Tro. How about that? Your first video.
Oh yes, victory.
Facts. But yeah. So what was I saying? I don't even. Oh, I was saying. I'm saying. How funny would it be? Because they teased that it was Randy Orton. They confirmed it was Randy Orton. Now, how funny would it be if they swerved everybody at Survivor Series and all of a sudden you hear look in my eyes, what do you see? Cult of personality. We're not going to do that. That'd be so funny if they did.
You know, he does have a legacy of hardcore Holly. How do you like me now?
God, that's right, because Cody and Hardcore were World Tag Team Champions, and then Cody turned on Hardcore during the World Tag Title match, and he still was champion.
It could have been Ted DiBiase Jr. too.
Oh God!
I got him out of prison for this one match. He's out of prison for this one match, guys.
All right. Well, let's get Survivor Series War Games. So it's taking place on Saturday from the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, and the card looks like this: Gunther takes on the Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Who's your pick?
It's going to easily be Gunther, but I think the Miz is going to put on a valiant effort.
You know, I'm actually going to pull out a wild guess and say Miz wins here.
No.
I'm actually going to say the Miz wins here. I'm just pulling that out of my ass. But Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark. I think we both agree. So on the count of three, we'll say who we think is going to win. 1, 2, 3.
Rhea Ripley.
There we go. We got Team Cody, which is Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton versus the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough, and Drew McIntyre. Do you want to save this for the last match that we talked about, or do you want to get into it now?
Yeah, save it for the last match.
This one for the last. Then we got the Women's War Games match. Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch against Damage Control, Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. Who's your pick?
Damage Control.
See, I'm gonna.
Well, they have Chauncey. Chauncey's in there for the pinfall for the faces.
Okay, I still got to go with Becky Lynch. I mean, Becky Lynch, Bianca, and Charlotte. That's an all-star team. I don't see them losing. I'm gonna go with Becky and Bianca, Team Becky or Team Bianca, I guess. Carlito versus Santos Escobar. Who's your pick here?
I think
This,
they gotta keep. I think they gotta keep Santos strong and have him win.
yeah, I was gonna say this could be like a coin flip. Because I think they said this is like Carlito's first singles match since 2007.
Yeah, probably right around there.
So I mean, I'm also gonna go with Santos, but I could see them going with Carlito. Okay, so Team Cody versus Team Judgment Day. Who's your pick?
Let's go with team. Let's go with Team Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Team Cody as well. But they kind of threw a wrinkle in there because remember when they announced that when they announced that Randy was joining, the look on Jey Uso's face. That could be a factor.
Yes. So the interesting thing with this storyline is everybody on Team Cody has a bad history with Jay in
Right.
some way.
I mean, with
With
Jay.
yeah, with some way or another, Jay has had a hand in screwing each of them over, and
But
they found a way to either work with him or forgive him enough. Except for Drew, who was on the opposing team, and Drew is not a full on heel. He didn't say, "Oh, I hate the fans." No, he has like a legitimate reason to be like, "I don't trust Jay. I don't like Jay, and I will stop at nothing to get payback on this guy. And how dare you, Cody, to bring this guy who's wronged you and wronged me and wronged so many others in the past 3 years to the show?"
Mhm. Mhm. You're right. Do you think that Randy attacks Jay during the match?
I think it's going to be after the match.
Think it'll be afterwards? Yeah, I
Yeah,
could.
like just like a quick little arc, to be like, "No, I still hate you, Jay. You because Jay and Jimmy were the reason why Randy has been out in kayfabe for so long."
Mhm. Exactly. Well, folks, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out what happens at Survivor Series. Also, Shinsuke is still looking for somebody to fight. Do you think that CM Punk shows up?
I don't. I think if CM Punk was going to show up, they would do it on the main event. I don't think they would have him just in a random middle card match.
There you go again, meowing. I heard
Yeah, he's
it.
he's telling he's telling us the prediction too.
Wait, let me see him. Let me show him.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to have a cat named Tinkerbell. She passed away in 2016. But anyway, so if you, I guess we're gonna have to find out what happens at Survivor Series this upcoming Saturday. Uh, I'm hoping to do a live stream. I don't know for sure, so be on the lookout for that. But until next time, thank you for joining in to the FNC joining in. Thank you for tuning in to the FNC podcast with your boys CJ and Tro. Until next time, I'm CJ. He's Tro. We gotta go. Deuces.
See ya.